This was not put here by anyone. It's just a piece that fell off the mountain like that. Look at that. It almost looks like a work of art. It's so beautiful. So soft and slick. So much character. I really like that. Wow. Look at that. It's almost like it was mounted by nature just to be displayed like that. How beautiful. I wonder if this is the type that the early native peoples might want to use for some type of a tool. Maybe make a spear point or arrowhead or scraping tool for a hide. I'm heading out to California this morning. We'll see what we can find over there. Well, it's late December, and the first bigger storm just blew in to California, so the eastern Sierras got some snow going on today, but I think I can make it through. We can find some places to go. Look at those ominous clouds we're heading into. Let's see what Mono Lake looks like as this one of the first winter storms comes through across California in the eastern Sierra. Gonna head up right over this, I want to call it a sand dune. Let's see what we've got going on up here. Let's take a look. Kind of interesting in these dunes. See some tracks. Look like coyote. This is a rarely traversed little area that I'm walking through right now. I guarantee you that. Makes it kind of fun. I like going places off the beaten path. It's kind of a little protected spot out of the wind. Got my Stormy Cromer hat on. And I'm kind of bundled up for the winter. I don't have my jacket, it's not that cold yet. That's looking up into the Bodie area. I like this hat because it's got this reflective part right here, so if you're on the road at night, people can see you. Can't hardly even see the mountains. Just turned off a highway US 395, and we're gonna check out the Bachar Boulders. Go up here a little ways. Got a little bit of ice and snow, not very much though. I could hike this way, down this little lane. I don't think the truck can make it going this route. As you can see, it's more for a Jeep trail. I think I might go down the road to the right, swing around, it's only a mile away, and then come back this way. But I'm gonna take my mountain bike. Look at where a fire came through. It charred the trees and burned up the sagebrush. Well, I decided to go a little bit farther east since I'm making pretty good time on my mountain bike, and see what we can see over in that area. Of course, as you can see, it's starting to snow a little bit, but I think we'll be okay. Trying to watch out for that snow and ice. Yeah, I'm all bundled up. It's kind of chilly. Got some little dips in it. It's sandy. I'm about roughly 5 miles east of Crater Mountain, which is south of Mono Lake. You can barely see Mono Lake in the distance in the clouds. There was a patch of really deep sand I just went through. I almost wiped out. Look at that rim along the volcanic hill. I thought it was a road, but I think it's just where the debris fell. It's so quiet in here. It's late December. It looks like it's snowing in the higher elevations to the west, but I found a little spot right by this little tree. I'll lean my bike over. I've got it lying on the ground and make sure that the derailleur, which is this part, which changes the gears, I don't want to get that in the sand. I am traveling light. I am super prepared right now. I got a backpack with me, but it's empty. I left all my water back there. I do have a small knife though. No snakes out this time of year. Here's that big chunk of obsidian. You can see how big it is with my hand on it. And look at these corners. They're sharp. I mean sharp, sharp. Like glass. Let's go up here a little farther. This big boulder also has some obsidian in it. I would say it's mostly obsidian. It's just natural glass. Look how shiny that is. So smooth and shiny. Well, I'm gonna head up that hill. I'm curious to see if that's a road or if it's just a natural formation. Let's go check it out. That was a tough, steep climb getting up here. This is what it looks like. You can see how rocky it is in here. These rocks are either one of two things. It's either a rock that's really heavy obsidian glass or really light volcanic pumice. So it's interesting. It's kind of like walking through, stepping on marbles in here. So it makes it a little bit trickier to get around. But I'm glad I came up here and take a look. One thing about the Sierra region that makes it a little bit different than some other areas, a good comparison might be the Upper Peninsula of Michigan or northern Minnesota. Those places are beautiful, but they're flat and lower elevation. And so you can get some of those places and they freeze over in the wintertime, so you can get through some of those boggy places when they're frozen and it's not super steep. But also up here, a lot of times you don't have really good footing and it's high altitude, so you're always huffing and puffing. The higher you go, the thinner the air gets. That's just the difference. But I love those areas. I love the Upper Peninsula and the northern Midwest and southern Canada. There's a really impressive formation of obsidian. It's so tempting to want to go up there, but I know it's a little bit too steep. I probably could get up there, but we can see it from here just fine. Got a little break in the weather, got some sunshine coming out. Really appreciate that. I want to say thank you for everyone who went with Kelly and I. Kelly couldn't make it in all the adventures, but it was nice when she could get away from the museum and go on some adventures. We went a lot of places. This past year, and I'm glad all my regular subscribers and fans, I'm glad you all came with us. I think we had a good time. Like I always say, I think it was fun. And it was fun. I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but it's sunny, and at the same time there's snow falling. Not very much, just a little bit. You can see the peak of that mountain peeking out. Peeking out. It's covered by that cloud. That's a tall one there. I see flecks of snow falling. Just a little bit. I know where I'm at because I've been in this area before. I'm about 3 or 4 miles away from Pumice Road. It might be about 6 miles. Right on the edge. Lots of rocks in here. It's pretty much all rocks. It's so steep I don't want to try to go down right there. It's gonna keep on heading over towards that tree. Maybe I'll find a little better spot to get off the side of this. Here's looking out from that big tree. I like to give everybody a moment of just the view. So I'm going to be quiet for a little bit so you can enjoy it. The snow is starting to push its way through. This is just east of the eastern slope of the Sierra, so there's a little bit of snow that's making it through. There's a nice, really big chunk hidden in the sagebrush. This is a really light piece of like a pumice, and this is a heavy piece of obsidian. But look at this one. It's like a mixture. It's like a foam that's hardened or It's like oh, like pumice, but it's glass pumice. It's like obsidian pumice. Look at the beautiful ebony black color on that piece of obsidian. Sure glad I can come out here and show everybody some of these things. I know a lot of people are working really hard and don't have a lot of time to get out, or maybe you're retired, or you're getting like me older every day and it's kind of hard to get out. So I'm glad I can get out for everybody and show you these places. But I feel, for me, the most comfortable out here, like a lot of people, I feel the most comfortable out in these really secluded places, as I almost fall off the side of the mountain. But now I'm in my element out here. Look at that slope. How interesting. Look how shiny that piece of obsidian is. It reminds me of a gemstone almost. Call me eccentric if you must, but to me, that's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Look at that. And it feels so good. Wow. So soft. Completely slick. We'll just leave that work of art sitting there for the next person to enjoy. If you look really closely, you can see a little bit of moss just holding on for dear life in those cracks right there. But call me a nut if you must, but to me, the color and the texture and the fact that it's completely glass and just slick and smooth, it just looks so beautiful. That's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Imagine that. Really steep. Look at these sharp pieces. I'm starting to think that this actually was a road at one time, and that there was some mining being done in the past, because I see the telltale woven wire cable and some tin, and that's usually a sign of some mining. Let's go up to that meadow there and then cut back down to my bicycle that way. I found this big piece of steel, and it's very thick. It looks like someone was taking some kind of target practice on it. Goodness, that must have been a high-powered rifle to do that. Look at this side. There's a piece of pumice. Look what we're having to walk through. It's like an obsidian paradise. I hear thunder in the distance. It's right above in the June Lake area. Snow is moving in. Winter has made its appearance. Oh, heard some thunder. Thundering in the distance. To the west, where the snow storm is a brewing. I thought I left my bicycle in this area. I don't see it yet. There it is. I think we need to be over in there for those boulders. What's that brown colored, like volcanic soil over there? It's kind of a reddish brown. Look at all the pine cones from this one tree over all the years. Wow. I'm breathing so hard because I just got through riding my mountain bike quite a ways, huffing and puffing through the sand. What's over here? I was curious about the red colored soil. What is this? It looks like some kind of a old quarry. I wouldn't say necessarily a mine. Looks like an old quarry. Look how red it is. Wonder if it's a natural crater. Huh. Definitely looks like a crater. Huh. I have to look this up and see what I can find out about this. Who knows? Maybe a meteor hit right here or something like that. Probably not. That sounds more interesting. That sure does look like a tree trunk, doesn't it? On the outside. Huh. And then this one looks like it has sulfur on it. How interesting. Here are the boulders. There's a trail leading up to them. It's a wide trail, like what you'd put a four-wheeler on. Look at that. Picnic table. Oh, they're massive. There's another section of them over here. I hear an echo. So glad you could join me, everybody. It was a good time.